Good evening, my name is Bill Marino. I am a resident 7 years. I'm at 2 Paul Road. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I just read the agenda and the resolution struck me as heavy-handed. I'm a commercial guy and it struck me as a garden variety commercial dispute. I appreciate getting that termination letter, and I appreciate you all have a mandate to protect the business interests and the public interest in parking down there. And so that's a valid point. And I can appreciate you might have felt like your back was against the wall, but this feels like a tremendous overreaction, and it feels like the timing is a bit manufactured. So for instance, Commissioner Larkin is focused on the 2 months. Well, Commissioner Larkin, if you get an extension, then that deadline isn't as concerning to you, correct?
That's incorrect, no.
Still concerned with the deadline if they extended it?
Yeah, first off, no one's offered us an extension. Second off, the letter doesn't actually contemplate any extensions, contrary to what we've heard. And third off, I don't know what the terms of an extension would be, and we can't be in a situation where we have a snap termination later on. Reminder, we can't condemn anything with less than 2 months.
Well, you shouldn't be condemning it anyway.
I don't want to negotiate something from the dais.
Yes, you do.
But if the church wants to come back and have a conversation with our solicitor, he's right over there.
So that I think would be a constructive conversation. So my point is, if you were to table this tonight for 60 days, allow the parties to get together and see if there could be a resolution around the lease or even a purchase. I understand that there's some back and forth about purchasing that property. That might avoid setting what I think is pretty bad precedent in this township.
Excellent.
The government coming in and taking its property over the church's objections. The other points I'd like to make are, if this is about parking, certainly couldn't the church just put up their own private spaces? I've seen it done. So if you just want to preserve parking, the church can come back and say, all right, I don't want to lease it to you anymore, but I'll preserve the parking. We put up our own private spaces, our own private meters. That would certainly address your concerns about the parking. Just a point. Last point about the hardship. There's been some studies done for property development here that show within a couple hundred feet, there are lots that aren't used. So what you're really doing is saving residents some walking distance when there's plenty of parking if you go just a little bit further out. You all did that stormwater project across the street. People don't really want to walk across the street. The spots are there. So it could be a question of, yes, it could be a little bit more inconvenience. Yes, it'd be a little bit further distance, but people get used to that. I would just ask you guys to think very carefully about setting what I agree with Commissioner Abel is pretty bad government precedent. Thank you.
Thank you.